everyone, welcome to wildfoxstitchery. My name is Steph and this is my channel all about cross stitch. And today we have a squirming Sammy here to say hi to you. Here's Sammy, one of my chinchillas. His ear is a little bit chewed from his brother, who was not very nice to him back in the day. That's why they had to get split up. But I will put Sammy away and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the other one is named Pippin, so it's Sam and Pippin. Yes, they are named after Lord of the Rings characters. They are in the office with me here, and I've talked a lot about them in some videos, especially the Stitch Along or Stitch With Me videos, so I thought I would bring Sammy over to say hi. But yeah, so that was kind of fun, and I hope that that didn't scare you off if you don't like rodents. If you are new, thank you for joining me and clicking on the video to spend some time with me today. This is a channel all about cross stitch, if I didn't say that earlier. Right now, I am mostly stitching on full coverage pieces and some long dog samplers. And I do also stitch other things. I'm going to be stitching a few other things as well. Long dog samplers are my favorite. I'm obsessed with them, and I have been really into the full coverage projects as well right now. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up because it really does help the channel. Consider subscribing if you want to follow along. That would be awesome. I'm trying really hard to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Eventually here it will get there. So if you are one of my returning stitchy friends who is always awesome and comments and likes and shares on Instagram, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Oh, I was gonna say, if you are interested, I do have a brand new stitching community. It's over on Facebook. It's a group that you can join. We are going to be doing some stitch alongs, and you can get information about some stitchy games coming up in the future. I have a few people in there now and we're having lots of fun. Right now we're stitching on Fancy Ladies for my first Fancy Lady Sal that is going on in November here for my birthday month. So go check that out if that sounds interesting to you and you want to make some stitchy friends. That would be fun. So let's take a look at what I've been stitching on in this past week. I have a couple of new starts. And that's going to be a common theme this month because I am going to be starting the rest of the things before the end of the year that I want to get going, because next year there aren't going to be very many new starts at all, if all goes as planned. So the first thing I started on Sunday was Pointed Fifth by Long Dog Samplers. I started this with my friend Samantha, the Kansas City Stitcher. I'll link her below. She also started it. And here is my progress. So I'm stitching this on a 25 count even weave. This is bothering me. I'm going to put that behind here. And it is 1/1, so it's very tiny. And you can see these little waist threads are going to get trimmed off eventually, but right now they're sticking out all over the place. So the main color on this is $37.99, one of my favorites for samplers. And it's going to be sort of a rainbow themed for the different levels. As we go down, you can see I've started with some pink colors here. I'll put a picture. I have a picture of all the threads I'm going to be using. They're all DMC. I'll put that up here so you can see what they are going to be. I mean, obviously this is going to take a long time to get to all the colors, sadly, because I really want to see what they look like, but I think it's looking great so far, and I'm really happy with it. As I go along, let's see, what else do I need to say? I'm going to work on this on Sundays for Sampler Sundays. I pick a long dog sampler to do every Sunday, so that's why I started this on Sunday last week. I'll work on this tomorrow, as today is Saturday. What is the date? November 8th. And then I also put in one strand every morning before I do anything else on whatever long dog sampler I'm working on for the week. So this is Sunday's progress plus one strand every day. The one strand does actually go pretty far when they're so tiny like this. So I'm happy with my progress on this one, and I'm really excited to get some more progress and see what it's going to look like with more colors in there. Let me get some numbers for you here. So I am at 1.2% done on this one. There is a total of 67,980 stitches, and I have 814 done this week. So very excited to work on that some more. Okay. What other new start? Oh, of course, Biancabella, my first ever Mirabilia. I started on Monday. I'm going to be stitching on her every single Monday until she's finished for Mira Mondays. And this is my start for my first fancy lady sal. So it's a sal that I am doing this month, and anyone is welcome to join for people who are starting their first fancy lady, or working on their first fancy lady, or even just any fancy lady, even if it's not your first one. You are welcome to join in. So let me get that out here. So this is what it looks like. And I only worked on it on the one day so far. I'm doing it on a 32 count lavender Lugana. Okay, so this is where I'm at. So yeah, some good progress there for one day, I think. I love the colors on this one. Just looks like almost like ice cream. Mint ice cream in this purple fabric, or this lavender fabric, is perfect for this color. There is a color that's almost exactly like the same color as the fabric right here, but since it's in the middle of the dress, I hope that it will be okay. And the purple trim looks like it's a little darker, so I think it will work out great. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to put some more progress on that on Monday. Of course, that's a paper pattern, and I'm not going to try to upload it into a PDF form or anything because I just don't want to bother with that. I did make a copy, of course, of my pattern so I can mark it off. So that it's very tiny. As I said, this is my first Mirabilia, so it's very small, kind of hard to see the symbols, but you know, it's going fine, so I'm not too worried about that. My eyes still work pretty good. I don't have to wear glasses for reading yet. Although I've noticed with cross stitching, and I don't know if it's cross stitching so much or if it's because I work on the computer 8 hours a day or more, that my eyes are kind of getting worse as far as like seeing things far away. Things are blurry, but at least close up and reading things is just fine. Small print, I don't have any issues with yet. So we're good there for a while at least. What's next? I have one other new start, and that is a full coverage. It's one I've been looking forward to for a long time. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs mini. It's the mini version of Chroma, which is by the artist Margaret Morales. It looks like this, and another person who's working on this is Captain Squirrel. She's on Instagram, but she had been doing the full size, and she decided once the mini became available, she was going to restart it, the mini instead. So we are probably about the same place. I don't know, maybe she worked on it a lot more and I don't know about it, but this is where I am now. So yeah, just starting in the corner. The colors are beautiful on this one. I'm really enjoying it. Let's see what my progress is. This is a 28 count even weave, and it's 2/1 10 stitch. I am at 1.08% done. This one has a total of 69,550 stitches, and I have 753 in here. Now I have a few more full coverage I'm going to be starting this month probably. And my goal is to get at least 1,000 stitches in all of my new starts. So I do need to put a few more in here since there's only 753, but I don't think that will be too much of a problem, especially because I love this one so much. Actually, I love all of mine, so I wouldn't be doing them if I didn't. So I guess that doesn't really have say much. So yeah, those are my 3 new starts this last week. The next thing I'm going to show you is a whip. It's not my whip, it's for the round robin that I'm participating in. Jason X Stitch is hosting this, and he's calling it the Stitching Connection 2025. So there's a group of 4 of us, and we have are working on our first rotation. So 1/4 is done, and then we sent it to the next person. So I am working on Patty's piece she mailed to me, and I'll show you. I worked on this on Wednesday, and I did get quite a bit done. So I'm working on the next 4th of this. This is also the same pattern that I picked for this, except it's a different one of the smalls. So she did this 4th. I'm working on this 4th down here. And I'll show you here. So it's kind of nice. I had this pattern in PDF form since I bought it as well. So I didn't have to work off the paper one that she sent. So that worked out really well. So yeah, working on this every week. Hopefully we can get that done and sent to the next person. So I really like Carolyn Manning patterns, even though the one that I started is my very first one. But it's kind of fun to get to work on another part of that same pattern here. And she sent a ball-tipped needle with it, which I've never used before, but I thought that was really nice of her to send that so I could try it out. I really liked it, by the way. If you're watching, Patty, I'm not sure if you do or not, but I really like that. I might have to order some of my own. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, I did also continue getting some progress on my long dog sampler that I was working on previously, and that is Soucis. This is from a stitch along in 2019. I will see if I have a picture of where it was last time I showed you last week. I did get a little more progress on since then. So we are here. So it's not quite the end. There's another row of pages down here. So, but this is how wide it is. So I'm working in this section here. This is where that giant elephant is with the year in it. So I don't know if I'll stitch the elephant till last. I don't know, because I probably obviously will have a different year, not 2025, because I won't be finishing this year. But so I have this empty there for the elephant. I did finish this section here, and I'm excited to be able to work on this again eventually. This is on a 28 count even weave, but it is 2/1, or 2/2, sorry. So it's not super tiny like my other one. So that was some good progress. Let me tell you the stats on that one before I forget. Soucis, 58.07% done. There's 24,297 stitches total, and I have 14,109 completed on that one. So that one's got some good progress. Now we'll look at the full coverage pieces that I worked on this week. I pulled out Close Encounters because I'm stitching this with Samantha, and she had worked on hers this week, and it made me think that I should pull mine out because I love this one so much, and I wanted to see more of the face coming out because I started in the middle on the girl's face. So you saw a picture already of what it looks like, but this is where it was when I started. And this is my progress. I only work on these one day usually. So here's my progress from one day. And this is on a 25 count even weave, and I'm doing 2/110 stitch. So her face is looking amazing. Look at the eyes, they look great. We're getting some shading in on that side of the face, and you can kind of see where the helmet and the hair will be. So I love this one, can't wait to work on it again. Let's look at some numbers. And I guess I should tell you who charted it and who the artist is too. So that is charted by Paine Free Crafts, and the artist is Scot Howden. I love his artwork. He's got another fun one on their site with the yarn and knitting, if that's something that interests you. I really like that one, but I'm not a knitter. I am a crocheter though, so. And someday I want to learn how to knit. So this one is at 2.8% done now. And I have 3,082 stitches completed out of 110,032 total. So that is Close Encounters. Next, I worked on Mini Once Upon a Time. And that is charted by Heaven and Earth Design. The artist is Stokes. And this I started a couple weeks ago, I think it was last month, for Jen's birthday sale. So she was doing a dragon sale for her birthday last month, and that's Jen's Stitchy Corner. I'll link her down below. So I pulled it out again because there's a Instagram chat group for this sale, and I thought it reminded me that I need to get some more progress on this one. So this is where it was before. I pulled it out to work on it one day this week, and I am here. This is the bottom corner because I want to get to the girl here and the dragon before doing all that boring background at the top there. So you can see this is part of the girl here. Lots of 310 I'm gonna fill in. Let me find this one to give you some stats on this one. This is also 28 count even weave, 2/110 stitch. And it is at 2.56% done. So out of 81,648 total, I have 2,089 completed. And like I said, it's gonna be, I'm gonna fill in all the 310, I think. So I tend to like to do that on a lot of them. So it'll be a lot of 310. Nothing too exciting, although you will be able to see like the outlines of the girl and the dragon, I think, once that's all filled in. So I did work on that this week. And then I have another one that I worked on, and this is called Fall of Arthas. And this is a design from Etsy by a shop called DesignsbyOvi. And I'll show you where I was last week if I have a picture. And here we are now. This one I'm also filling in all of the, it's actually number 823 is the main color instead of 310, which is, I guess, something different. But still just one dark color for the outline here. So this is how wide this piece will be. And it is a fairly, whoops, that was the wrong side. It is fairly big, so it's tall, I think. Skinnier and tall. And it's kind of like a stained glass type window effect on this one. I'm using this for my new stitching game. It's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type level up your character using a project that you're focusing on just for that specific purpose. I am gonna film a video later on after this to explain this game a little more. It's something just for fun, you know, just to get a lot of stitches in on one project that's really big. You'd probably like a full coverage. So I will explain that more in that video, but it has to do, like I said, with putting in so many stitches to level up characters, fighting monsters, and running into other situations. And we have the boys, my boys helped me come up with the names of like the monsters, so we were having a lot of fun with that. So stay tuned for that video if that sounds interesting to you at all. Okay. Oh, and I'm also using that for my countdown to Christmas Harry Potter, where we watch the Harry Potter movies. We watch one every weekend, and Ebony from In Stitches with Ebony came up with this idea. So I'm gonna do it with her. So we watched the first one last weekend, and I worked on that project during that time. So that's the plan. It's not a Harry Potter related project, but I don't have any Harry Potter projects, so I'm going to use that one, which is somewhat Harry Potter adjacent. And so that's the plan for that. And so of course we'll watch the second one this weekend. And here's something funny and maybe shocking, I don't know, because I am so into like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, you know, nerdy things like that, World of Warcraft. I have never seen all of the Harry Potter movies. I have not read all of the books. I like them, I just never did see them, or I guess take the time to read them. So I read the first 4, I think, and I think we've seen the first 3 movies. So once we get past those that we've already seen, the boys and I, they've seen the same as me, we'll actually get to see the entire story. So, you know, after all these years, I'll finally know the whole story of and what's going on in Harry Potter. So we'll see if we like it or not at that point. But yeah. So it was a good opportunity to, you know, actually watch these that we've been talking about watching and that have never done it yet. So I also want to read the books, but it's a really long waiting list to get them at Libby. So once I do get them, I'll also read them as well. Okay, next is one that I work on every single week right now for my football stitching. It is charted by Tilton Crafts. It's called Killers. Moreno Aiden is the artist, and it looks like that. This is where it was when I started, and this is where I am now. This one is another one. I'm putting in all the 310 first, even though I did finish one page here, just to see what it was going to look like. So lots of progress every week on this, because if the team wins, I put in 500 stitches. If the team loses, I put in 250. And since I'm going by my husband's team, because this is a piece for him, his team is the Patriots, and they have been surprisingly winning every week. So 500 stitches almost every week. I think they did lose a couple at the beginning, but so yeah, I'm just working in over on this side here to put in this side of the border. This has a big black border around the whole thing. It does come with a version that doesn't have the black border. It's white, and that's the one I would have probably done, but I asked him which one he preferred, and of course he wanted the one with the black, so that's okay. Lots of black stitching. Okay, another one that I work on every Friday. I do the football stitching Friday. I also work on this. After I put in my stitches on that, I put in 250 stitches on this. And this is charted by Artecy. It's called Freedom, and it's the cropped version. This is actually on an 18 count Aida, and it's not gridded. I have to grid it myself. So it's a full cross, 2/1. And I hopefully put up a picture of where it was before I started on stitching it on it yesterday. I am stitching my way across the first row here. So, and also you can see that I continue working the thread when I can, as far as I can with it. So that is why I have a lot more progress, and I wasn't doing that originally, so I have quite a bit down on this first page here. So this one, if you're wondering about the previous project that and the information I forgot to tell you on that one, let's go back real quick to killers because I wanted to tell you the percentage and I completely forgot. Also, it's stitched on a 25 count even weave 2/1 10 stitch. So killers is at 19.16%. I have 22,249 stitches done out of 116,100. And this one, the Artecy one, oh, and the artwork for this Artecy one is by Abraham Hunter. So this one is at 6.59% done. This is not a big one. And there's a total of 38,500 stitches and I have 2,536 done. So when I pull out a full coverage, whether it be by the wheel spin or just what I'm working on that day, if it's a 10 stitch, I do 500 stitches before I'm done with it. And if it's like this one, a full cross, I do half of that, so 250. So that one's one that I work on every week as well. And then my other weekly one that I work on every Saturday, so I will be working on it today. And every time I film, it's always in my stand here because I start it right away in the morning. I put a few stitches in and then I have to keep working on it. So this is where it was, I think, last time when I was filming. I hope I have a picture. And then here is where I am now. So of course I put in 500 stitches every Saturday on this one. This is also a 28 count even weave 2/1 10 stitch, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artist is Aimee Stewart. This is Traveling Library, a very popular pattern. A lot of people are stitching this one. And it's also my biggest project, which is why I'm going to work on it every Saturday to get some good progress in on it. So let's go in a little closer here. This is the bottom corner, the bottom left corner. And because I want to work up to the fox that is sitting on the bench there. So I have already put in almost 100 stitches this morning. So I have about 400 more to put in on this today. So I'll be working on that later this afternoon. And that is a stitch along started with Slow Stitch Yogi on YouTube here. If you are interested in checking her out, her channel, she does a lot of she does only lives, but it is pretty fun if you want to join in. Okay, I have one more thing to show you, and it's something a little different than normal. If you remember, I said for my anniversary I wanted to try getting a stamped cross stitch. So my husband bought me one, and I wanted to get it from the Stamp Stitch Club because I know the quality is very good there and they use licensed artwork. So I did order one, and it took almost a month to get here, but that's expected. Shipping from overseas and having to put it together when you order it. So it was exciting to get it. I just got it this last week. It is this one here. So this is Strawberry Dreams. The artist for this one is Kaitlyn Page. Super cute cat. And the little dragons in the field as well. So this was my favorite one on the site. I was super excited to get it, like I said. And it's my first stamped cross stitch, so I wanted to give it a shot and see how it was. I started it. You won't be able to tell, but because you can't see the stitches. But I started it and put quite a few stitches in up here. It is a big one. This is an 18 count fabric, so you can see how wide it is. I'll unroll it here. It's super, super stiff. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but I guess that's to be expected. But yeah, super stiff, really hard to work with. But this is how big it is. It's huge. It's gonna take a while. I have written down how many. Let me put this down. It's a very big, stiff fabric. Let me just see. I know I wrote down how many stitches there was total on this one. If I can find it real quick. Total stitches on this are 153,180 stitches. I did get quite a few. I don't know how many because it's obviously just paper pattern. So it came with the pattern. You know, in case you need it. Nice printed out pattern here. And of course it came with all the floss on nice cards that are labeled with the numbers. And I believe this is just DMC floss. So there's quite a bit there. It came with some scissors like this. What else? It came with something weird. It came with this like bandage. It's got avocados on it, bandage material, you know, like you'd wrap around after donating or something. I don't know why it came with this, but that was in the package, so it's cute. I don't know what I'll do with it. It came with a couple needles, of course, and then everything you might need for cross stitching. So yeah, I really liked it because you don't have to sit and look at the pattern. And it's very clear on there which symbol is which. So far there's been no issues. So I'm looking forward to working on that too when I get the chance. Okay, so in my last video I had a giveaway for 2 Mill Hill kits that I found just from the thrift store, but I'm not going to stitch them, so I was going to send them to someone who wanted them. I'm going to put the person who won here and also tag them below just so they know. I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Copy and Crafts 2 is the username that won. I did the random comment picker earlier before I filmed. So if you could email me and let me know your address so I can get those sent off to you, that would be great. And congratulations. So that I almost forgot about, but luckily it's in my notes, so I did remember, although I don't know why I had them at the end of the notes. Mentions. I have a couple people to mention. The first one is Colleen, and her username is Colleen Fox. She's a brand new floss tuber. She had just put up her first video. She also loves long dog samplers, just like me. We have a lot of patterns that we like that are similar, so we have a lot in common. So go check her out. She did a great job with her first floss tube. Another person I wanted to mention was Katie, Jeremiah's mom. She had shouted me out in her most recent video, which is awesome. Thank you so much. I just want to mention her. We're both trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, but I think she's a lot closer. Maybe she's already there by this point because I think she was very close. But so if you aren't subscribed to her, you should go subscribe so she can get to that mark soon. And then she has a lot of good projects as well, and I really enjoy watching her videos, so go check her out. Another person is Jen at Jen Stitchy Corner. I mentioned her earlier. I was doing her birthday dragon sal last month. She's doing a full coverage November, so every day she is filming a video about her progress on her full coverage pieces, which is great. So you should go, if you like full coverage, you should go check her out. Even if you don't like full coverage, she's got other projects as well. But the Alice in Wonderland piece that she's doing, and she works on it every day, is amazing. So if you want to go see that, go look at her full coverage November videos for updates on that. And then as far as plans, I'm gonna, like I said, the Harry Potter Countdown to Christmas with Ebony, and stitching on Fall of Arthas for that. I'm gonna start all the rest of the things I have on my list, which isn't that many, luckily, but there's a few. So I'm gonna start the rest of those this month, and then Sampler Sunday, I'll be working on long dog samplers on Sundays and Mirror Monday for my Mirabilia, and football stitching on Fridays until football is over. Oh, as far as the Heaven and Earth Designs 2026 stitch along, I originally said, and I said this to a couple of people, I'm not going to do it because, you know, why would I have a lot of other plans for my own, you know, projects I've already got going on. So why would I add something that requires so much work if you want to complete it, to get it done, and takes up a lot of time. But I've never done one and I kind of want to. So after I specifically said I'm not going to do it, I completely changed my mind a couple days later and said, oh, and never mind, I actually am going to do it. Because I just like, I don't know, I like a challenge. It's hard for me to not try to complete challenges. Sometimes I give up in the middle anyways, but I like to start them. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the dragonfly one because it's colorful and it's the one I like the most, I guess. And I actually want to see if I can finish it. I have big plans for 2026. We'll see how that goes. More to come on that later. But hey, might as well give it a shot just to see if I can do it. So I am going to do that. I'm going to do the Modern Folk Embroidery cell as well. And I've never done a Modern Folk Embroidery pattern yet, so this will be my first, and I'm super excited about that. Very similar to Long Dog Samplers, so I'm sure I will love it. So yeah, that is the plans. There's not really much of a life update right now. Oh, actually, I did fully finish something. I got a couple frames at the thrift store, so you can see I have my Lord of the Rings piece. Actually, I'm going to grab it and show it to you close up, so just hold. So I did this last night. It is Not All Those Who Wander Are Lost. It's a pattern from Etsy I did years ago. I just never got it framed. I never found a good one. This one, look, it fits it perfectly. So it worked out great. So I framed this up last night, and I have another one. I found these at a thrift store, so they're only a couple bucks each. And there was another one the exact same size, and I was hoping that would fit my Alice in Wonderland style, the Satsuma Street one that I just finished, and it should fit it. So I have it sitting back there on the table. I'm going to also hopefully get that framed today so that I can show you that next time. So very exciting to get a couple of my bigger projects that weren't framed yet hanging up on my wall back here behind me. So I'm excited for that, and I hope that Alice in Wonderland one works out good in that frame. So yeah, I don't really have any other life updates other than that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. I will talk to you next time. Bye.